Warhammer 40,000 Battlesector brings the Emperor's finest yet, the Primaris Marines, to the front line of the battle for Balsecondus. Proving their worth to the beleaguered firstborn Astartes, the Intercessor Squad holds the line against the enemies of mankind. Their bolt rifles bring death at medium and long range, whilst frag grenades offer close and medium range support against the swarms of enemy units. When thick enemy armor causes issues that the bolter cannot solve, Hellblaster squads offer a deadly and effective solution. Similar to their Intercessor brothers, they offer effective firepower at medium and long range. However, their weapons, while slower firing, offer much greater penetrative potential. These Primaris squads together make up the core of any successful Blood Angel engagement. These massive warriors can also take untold damage from their enemies and can be expected to hold out even in melee, but their lack of close combat weapons, brought about by a focus on superior two-handed firepower, means that they should be relieved from melee duty as soon as it is reasonable to do so. Striking deep at the very heart of enemy lines, the Assault Marines' chainsaw and fury is channeled into a savage hunger that consumes any foe that dares to stand against them. Their jump-packed screams flame and noise, a weapon unto themselves, as they allow far-reaching and deadly leap attacks that smash down onto their target. The role of the Assault Marine is as versatile as it is deadly, as their speed and flexibility allows rapid redeployment where they are needed most. Should brothers with heavy weapons need immediate aid in melee combat, it is the Assault Marine that can immediately and swiftly strike at their attackers. The threat contained, they can immediately rejoin the battle wherever the Emperor needs them most. Supporting their brothers in the high mobility role comes a new threat to those who would dare stand against mankind, the Primaris Inceptor. Armed with the new Assault Bolter, they can lay down punishing support fire for their Assault Marine brothers whilst maintaining the same exceptional mobility. When mobility is vital, this deadly combination of old guard and new thinking is far more than the simple sum of its parts. Entombed within the cold, robotic shell of a dreadnought is not just one of the Emperor's finest who has paid the ultimate price, but also a deadly psyker, able to channel the dark and unearthly fury at the Immaterium. The Librarian Dreadnought is not only able to use the psychic abilities they commanded in life, but also deadly force weapons. Even the greatest foes can be slain by even a single wound from these specially attuned psychic weapons, making the Librarian Dreadnought an extremely deadly melee combatant. Joining them on the front line, where only the heaviest armor will do, is the Primaris Aggressor Squad. Not dissimilar to Astartes Terminators, these capable frontline units enjoy superior protection and firepower over their more traditionally equipped battle line brothers. In addition to their deadly Boltstorm gauntlets, they also enjoy the use of the dreaded Fragstorm grenade launcher. This shoulder-mounted weapon quickly puts an end to swarms of soft targets. Relentless, hungry, adaptable, and ever-evolving, the Tyranid threat on Balfora is as extensive as it is diverse. Individually weak, yet produced in vast numbers, the Gaunts are sent first into the fray to test their enemy's resolve and overwhelm the beleaguered defenders. They primarily come in two types: Hormagaunts, which cut down defenders with vicious scything attacks, and Termagaunts, which provide covering fire with their flesh-borer weapons. The enemy distracted, Tyranid warriors engage the enemy with deadly acumen. While not as numerous as their Gaunt brethren, they provide synaptic leadership to the Tyranid swarm, while also being powerful combatants in their own right. The Gene Stealer, however, has an intelligence and cunning all its own, and requires no such leadership. Able to slunder any foe with its powerful claws, they are forever seeking a short-range engagement they are almost certain to win. When these forces are not enough, the Tyrannofex can be called on to rise to the challenge of the most grueling combat environments. Hulking above its brethren, its sheer size allows it to fire its devastating bioweaponry over most obstacles. But there is far more to the Tyranids than the mere strength of its numbers. Lurking below the unwary, the Trigon awaits its moment to strike. Armed with massive claws and towering taller than any foe, its cleaving attacks will crush through even the thickest of armor. Some say there are bigger, more vile, more repulsive threats that lurk in the ranks of the Tyranid swarm. Only the brave or foolish would care to find out for certain. Warhammer 40,000 Battlesector is the latest strategy game from the creators of Battlestar Galactica Deadlock. It is the ultimate battle-scale turn-based strategy game set in the grim darkness of the Warhammer 40,000 universe. Command the Emperor's finest, the Blood Angel Space Marines, in a gripping and emerging single-player story campaign, which introduces the mighty Primaris Marines for the first time. Develop your army list and unlock war gear and abilities over the course of more than 20 single-player missions. Each battle will require optimal placement and use many of the powerful abilities and weapons available to the Adeptus Astartes. Unleash destruction on even the most armored of targets with deadly plasma weapons. Hunt down your enemy with rapidly advancing vehicle and assault elements. Attack from unexpected angles with deadly flying units, or simply smash through the toughest of defenses with the heaviest and most lethal melee units mankind can offer. Their hungry and relentless enemy, the Tyranids, will be sure to punish those so brave or so foolish as to underestimate them. On top of the single-player story campaign, you can play Battlesector in skirmish mode, on handcrafted scenarios of your choice, and tweak the game to your liking by setting a number of parameters. If that is not enough, play against your friends or complete strangers in one of the multiplayer modes available. Last but not least, bring the Warhammer 40,000 universe to life by capturing beautiful shots of your battlefields, which you can then edit to your liking through the in-game photo mode tool.
Within the Imperium of Man are 1,000,000 worlds. Countless souls live, fight, and die for the Emperor. There is no hope. For hope breeds despair. There can be no doubt, for doubt begets fear. There is no salvation but that granted by the Emperor. The only righteous path is the destruction of his enemies. In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war.
Warhammer 40,000 Battlesector is a game that speaks loudly to the Warhammer 40,000 fans. Black Lab Games did an exceptional job at delivering this experience in digital form when we first launched the game. Now it's time to look into the future of Warhammer 40,000 Battlesector. We want to extend a great thank you to Black Lab Games for allowing us to be here today and talk about this future with confidence.
This February, we released the latest DLC for Warhammer 40,000 Battlesector, the Tau. Tau faction has joined the fight in Battlesector with 14 new units and brand new HQ abilities.
With the Tau DLC, we also released the map builder and campaign editor. These new in-game tools allow PC players to create and share unique maps and campaigns, while players on all platforms can download and play creations that have been uploaded.
For the new era of Battlesector, we need and want to update our multiplayer system. Firstly, we want to expand our tournament formats. Secondly, we keep growing the number of maps available as battlefields. We want to add official ranking within Battlesector. We want to give our community the possibility to play both in public matches for fun and in ranked games for a more focused challenge.
The Planetary Supremacy mode was added to Battlesector ahead of Skulls in 2022. We continue to tweak and improve this mode, but we know that there is so much potential for it and that you guys deserve so much more. A big part in our plans for Battlesector is not just to tweak Planetary Supremacy, but to completely overhaul it. We want to reimagine what it is and what it can be. It's not ready for public view yet, but we're looking forward to show you when it's time. We know that our players love the Age of Crimson Dawn campaign that comes with Battlesector. We know that you would like to see a lot more narrative campaigns from us. We can't say yet what they are, but we promise that they're coming. And we're really looking forward to telling more stories with Battlesector.
We released our very first free unit, the Primaris Invictor Tactical Warsuit. We decided to do it again for this year's schools. We are now adding one more free unit. With the latest patch of the game releasing today, we are adding 3 of them.
First up is the Necron's Royal Warden. They wield a potent Relic Gauss Blaster and possess enough initiative to use adaptive strategies to increase the effectiveness of nearby forces. And then, for the Tyrannid faction, are the Pyrovore and the Biovore. The Pyrovore is a hulking mobile flamethrower and digestive bioform. Their dorsal mounted weapon can engulf entire squads of prey, and the burning spray can melt away some of the strongest arm. The Biovore is a piece of living artillery that the Swarm has evolved into a very different battlefield role. That's all for today's Skulls Pack release. I'm sure they're already asking, but what's next? We are delighted to announce that the next major faction for Battlesector is in the works, and the Commissar has given me direct permission to reveal That's right, soldiers, the Astra Militarum are coming to Battlesector.
For the new course of Warhammer 40,000 Battlesector, we have decided to split the teams into 2 main branches. On one side, you'll have the core team, which is an internal team in Poland. Student Polska has the task of taking care of the balance of the game and making sure that all the features are implemented correctly. On the other side, we have the content teams. The content teams are responsible for creating new stuff in the game. That's going to be Wolmy, who is in charge of creating new unit and gear for the players to enjoy, and Futurettes. Futurettes is taking care of the most complex parts, which is adding new features, adding the narrative campaigns, and everything that's requesting a bit more project and planning, and is of course the riskier part of the project itself.
Greetings everyone! We are the core team at Slytherin, currently hard work on Battlesector. In the coming months, we'll be delivering all the changes, improvements, and new content you've been waiting for, from faction to game modes. The team was put together specially to meet your expectation when it comes to content and multiplayer balance. Our first major addition is a new faction, the Astra Militarum. Next year promises even more excitement, with fresh maps, new units, and numerous quality of life improvements. Together, we will make Battlesector even better.
Our journey with Slytherin began in 2020, focusing on creating marketing materials and exploring the Warhammer universe. Over the years, we have grown significantly, especially after joining the Virtuous Group, which connected us with worldwide specialists and leaders. In 2023, we have deepened our collaboration with Slytherin, working on Astra Militarum DLC, where we have created beautiful animations and outstanding 3D characters. This DLC will be releasing in December this year. The process of creation of those characters is very special. First, we start from 3D scanning the characters itself, of the models from the game workshop, and then we clean it up to fit the game seamlessly. We focus on texturing to achieve realistic surfaces, so the characters look unified and yet unique. After the approval, we rig and animate those characters so we can achieve the vivid and realistic movements. Stay tuned for more updates.
Hi, I'm Rick, one of the directors here at Futurets. As big fans of Warhammer universe, we are thrilled to bring our creative ambitions to Battlesector. For the map editor, we've aimed to simplify and expand usability, enhancing the interface and certain tools like the camera, brush, terrain presets and deformers. We've also introduced presets for lighting, atmosphere and much more. 2025 promises to be an electrifying year for the fans of the game. Now we are working on Conquest Campaign, a new mode that introduces unique strategies for each faction, ensuring a more captivating and varied experience. We're also working on a thrilling narrative campaign featuring the Emperor's devoted warriors as they confront the fallout of a potential heresy and face a dangerous enemy in Channeled Expanse.